Check. Hey, check. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. Give it just a moment. We'll get straight to it. Stand by. All right, no fancy countdown, no crazy stuff tonight, guys. I'm just putting my mic into position here. We're just going to get straight in. Let me turn off this standby screen. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Ham Shack TV. I'm your host, Josh, AA4WX. Major breaking news this evening. Thanks for coming by. If you want to support the channel, all the links down below. We also have super chats available. Appreciate those as well. Major breaking news right now. Coming in from Iran. I'm pulling up information now. And guys, I'll ask you to bear with me. The United States has struck Iran. This is breaking in the past hour. We have struck 3 nuclear sites within Iran. Guys, why don't you go ahead and get this stream shared out and get as many people watching as they possibly can. Appreciate you guys coming in. Let me share my screen here. That way you can see what I'm working with. Let's see here. We'll go with this screen here. Here you go. All right. So this is Fox News Channel. United States breaking news is the United States strikes 3 Iranian nuclear sites, and we'll get into the details here. Let me put up this super here. There we go. Now we've got some real information here. Let's go ahead and dive in here to the details. First off, before I get into all this, I said it in the videos earlier this week. I don't want to stream Fox. I can't do that. But if you have Faraday cages, Faraday bags, things like that, now's the time to get your radios and stuff in it. Who knows where this is going? My gut feeling is we don't need to panic. That's my gut feeling, because here's the situation. Who is going to come to Iran's defense? Israel has already pummeled, absolutely pummeled Iran, and now we've put up basically put the nail in the coffin. So they don't have much left to fire that we think of anyway. Turn that music down just a little bit more. President Trump is going to address the nation at 10 o'clock Eastern time. This is breaking from Fox News. President Trump will address the nation at 10 p.m. Eastern time after striking Iranian nuke sites in Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So major breaking situation here. But talking about war, are we getting ready to get into World War III? Who knows? The big question I was going to ask is anybody going to come to Iran's defense? Is China going to come to Iran's defense? Is Russia going to come to Iran's defense? I don't know. Those are the 2 countries the United States, need to be the most worried about, right? We need to be worried about China and Russia more than anything. They're the ones that have the most formidable forces. Hello to Matthew KN4 EDG. Well, great. Hopefully this doesn't start something larger. And you're right. I hope it doesn't start something larger. Hopefully we just put the nail in the coffin on this conflict. I mean, they have nothing left. President Trump. So let me pull up the Truth Social. Let's see. Probably eggs. I can't get Truth Social to work on my computer for some reason. So Oh, come on. I hate two-factor authentication, guys. Oh, whatever. Trying to pull up the message President Trump sent out earlier, and of course it's blocked without being logged in. At least I think. Aggravating. Golly, these apps are aggravating. So let's see. Trying to find the quote, guys. I can't find the quote, but I can get into Truth Social on my phone. So let me read the message here from President Trump. This is on Truth Social, President Trump's own social media platform. He says in a quote, we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iranian airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our American heroes. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention in this matter. So the breaking news is, if you're just joining, and thank you for joining, guys, the breaking news right now is that the United States has attacked Iran, basically backing Israel. Boy, I lost my words there for a minute, guys. I'm going to add some tags here to the stream. That way we can get some more people in here. Guys, if you will, please hit the, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the like button down below. Thumbs up really helps. That'll help the YouTube algorithm pick up on the video and get it distributed out to more folks. But also, if you just want to take and share this video with everybody else, that helps out too. And guys, I appreciate your support of Ham Shack TV. Also, if you want to support the channel, we do have super chats available and channel memberships. All that is available down below. Let's see here, guys. Get in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this situation. We're going to stay with this for a while. I don't want to show the stream. That's not good. Don't need a copyright strike from Fox. So one of the websites I use a lot for news information, especially when I'm trying to gather a lot of information at one time. Johnny Orabine, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, 100% thumbs up. I agree. Thank you. So these are the B-2 bombers. Okay, a lot of people call these stealth bombers, right? What I was saying about Drudge Report, it's an easy way to get a lot of information fast. These are the stealth bombers. I've seen one fly over my house one time, and I said it looked like a pizza. It looked like a slice of pizza flying over with a bite taken out of it. But these are the ones that hold these bombs: the Moab bomb, the Mop bomb, and any sort of nuke. Let's go through some of these headlines here. This is from the Associated Press. United States struck 3 new Iranian nuclear sites, Trump says, joining the Israeli air campaign. And I'll read the article, and I want to shout out Amir Madani, David Rising, and Sam Mednick for their work here. From Washington, the Associated Press, President Trump said Saturday that the United States struck 3 sites in Iran, directly joining Israel's effort to decapitate the country's nuclear program in a risky gambit to weaken a longtime foe amid Tehran's threat of reprisal that could spark a wider regional conflict. There was no immediate acknowledgement from Iran of any strikes being carried out. The decision to directly involve the United States comes after more than a week of strikes by Israel on Iran that have moved to systematically eradicate the country's air defenses and offensive missile capabilities while damaging its nuclear enrichment facilities. But United States and Israeli officials have said that American stealth bombers and a 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb they alone can carry offered the best chance of destroying a heavily fortified sites connected to the Iranian nuclear program buried deep underground. Quote, we have completed we already read the Truth Social post. We'll skip that. Trump also says this is a historic moment for the United States of America, Israel, and the world. Iran must now agree to end this war. Thank you. Trump said B-2 stealth bombers were used, but did not specify which types of bombs were dropped. The White House and Pentagon did not immediately elaborate on the operation. So here's a map of the facilities here. You got the Tehran research reactor up in Tehran. Fordo is to the south of it. The Iraq, that's ARAK, not IRAQ. The Iraq heavy water reactor is there. The Natanz enrichment facility is south of Fordo. Isfahan, oh, come on. Nobody wants a Range Rover. Get out of the way. Isfahan nuclear technology centers down below that. And then further down along the Strait of Hormuz, you've got the Bushehr nuclear power plant. So what we know that they have attacked is the Fordo enrichment facility, the Natanz enrichment facility, and the Isfahan nuclear technology center. These strikes are a perilous decision for the United States as Iran has pledged to retaliate if it joined the Israeli assault, and for President Trump personally, having won the White House on the promise to keep America out of a costly foreign conflict, and scoffed at the value of American interventionism. Trump has told reporters on Friday that he was not interested in sending ground forces into Iran. Again, repeat that. Trump is not interested in sending ground forces. He wants to keep this aerial. He has previously indicated that he would make a final choice over the course of 2 weeks, a timeline that seemed drawn out as the situation was evolving quickly. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, Khamenei, something like that. I've heard him say it on TV 1,000 times, and I still can't get it right. Warned on Wednesday that the United States that strikes targeting the Islamic Republic will, quote, result in irreparable damage for them, end quote. And Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Bagheri declared, quote, any American intervention would be a recipe for an all-out war in the region, end quote. Trump has vowed that he would not allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon, and he had initially hoped that the treat of force would bring the country's leaders to give up its nuclear program peacefully. Israel's military said Saturday it was preparing for the possibility of a lengthy war, while Iran's foreign minister warned before the United States attack that American military involvement would be very, very dangerous for everyone. Want to grab the chat here, a couple of messages here. Ham Radio K0BF says, woohoo, finally we showed the force. And then Alpha Tango, thank you, Alpha Tango. It is Khomeini. I don't know why I ran a blank all of a sudden when I was on the spot, but thank you, Alpha Tango. Appreciate that. Guys, if you want to jump in the chat, let me know what your thoughts are on this situation. This is a major, major situation that is evolving that could have impacts at home. Very well could. Are we knocking on the door of World War III? Are we really testing that? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think in the chat there. Also, super chats are available, guys, if you want to support Ham Shack TV. We certainly appreciate that. If you want to become a channel member and have your name scrolling in the scroll below, that is next to the subscribe button if you're watching on a computer or an Android. Unfortunately, you cannot join the channel from an iPhone for whatever reason. YouTube, fix that, please. We would love you to fix that. But appreciate that. Alpha Tango says, welcome, sir. Thank you. Back to the article. Trump has vowed, I've already read that, the prospect of a wider war threatened too. Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen said they would resume attacks on United States vessels in the Red Sea if the Trump administration joins Israel's military campaign. The Houthis paused such attacks in May under a deal with the United States. Okay, so that's new information there. Are the Houthis going to start? I'm not afraid of the Houthis, and I don't think the United States is either. But are they going to start attacking our equipment again? We'll have to wait and find out. The United States ambassador to Israel announced the U.S. had begun, quote, assisted departure flights, end quote, the first from Israel since the Hamas-led attack on October 7, 2023. Was it 2023 or was it 2024? I feel like it was 24. Either way, October 7th attack that sparked the war in Gaza. But Trump appears to have made the calculation at the prodding of Israeli officials and many Republican lawmakers that Israel's operation had softened the ground and presented a perhaps unparalleled opportunity to set back Iran's nuclear program, perhaps permanently. The Israelis say their offensive has already crippled Iran's air defenses, allowing them to significantly degrade multiple Iranian nuclear sites. Chris is in the house. Hey, Chris, and 3WER, Ham Radio Elmer. Three sites hit. Yes, we have covered that. Three sites were hit, and I'll come back up here to the map. Those 3 sites specifically are the Fort O, which is the big one everybody's been talking about. That's the one they needed the bunker busters for. Fort O has been struck. Natanz has been struck. That's the enrichment facility. And the Isfahan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Isfahan Nuclear Technology Center. All 3 of those have been struck. We assume to be destroyed, but we do not have confirmation of that at this point. President Trump has said that this was a successful strike. So you would assume it was probably destroyed, but who really knows? You know, we'll find out more. And there is more information coming in. President Trump will address the nation tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and I will cover it right here on Ham Shack TV. So we've got, roughly an hour and 20 minutes or so, 18 minutes. So stick around here on Ham Shack TV. Chris says at 10 p.m. we might know. I think we'll know a lot more than we already know. Ham Radio with Into FET is in the house. Hey, everyone. Good to see Otis. Live breaking news. Yes, this is live breaking news right here on Ham Shack TV. You guys, please share out the stream. Hit that thumbs up button down below. That certainly helps out the channel, and that tells YouTube that you are interested in what I'm talking about here. So YouTube algorithm will pick up on that and start distributing it out to more people. We'll get more people watching. And if you're new here, make sure you have hit that subscribe button down below. When we get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to give an HF radio away. M&L Radio Technology, Leroy, we saw him earlier today at the Knoxville Ham Fest. Hi, Josh. God bless the United States of America. And you've got that right. You've got that right. We are patriots here for sure. Chris says, by the way, real news is ham radio, not fake. I'm trying to figure out how to interpret that. Anyway, let's move on in there. No, I don't want to donate to the Associated Press. Thank you. Trump's decision for direct U.S. military intervention comes after his administration's made an unsuccessful 2-month push, including with high-level direct negotiations with the Iranians, aimed at persuading Tehran to curb its nuclear program. Guys, Tehran was never going to let their nuclear program go. They have made that abundantly clear. They were never, ever, ever going to let that nuclear program go. So, appreciate the attempt, but not going to happen. Otis says, "True, Chris. That is true. That is true." And any of my normal suspects, if you're watching and you'd want to join the show, you're more than welcome. The link is in the private Discord channel there. or anybody that's got some military experience, let me know. Send me a message, and we'll maybe get you on here. For months, Trump said he was dedicated to a diplomatic push to persuade Iran to give up its nuclear ambitions, and twice in April and again in late May, persuaded by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to hold off on military action against Iran and give diplomacy more time. Guys, I think Trump is right. I think he's had all the time. They've had all the time they need, right? I mean, it is what it is. And Fred here. Hi, Fred. I've not seen you around. Welcome to Ham Shack TV. Appreciate you being here. Fred says Iran asked for it. The fact that they won't negotiate with us, like they will not move, they are hell-bent on having a nuclear weapon, is clear that they asked for it. You know, it is what it is. It's just ridiculous. We gave them chance after chance after chance, and yet they still chose to, you know, continue on this mess. Let's see here. The United States in recent days has been shifting military aircraft and warships into and around the Middle East to protect Israel and bases from Iranian attacks. All while President Trump has gone from publicly expressing hope that the moment could be a, quote, second chance, end quote, for Iran to make a deal to delivering explicit threats against Khamenei, and making calls for Tehran's unconditional surrender. Trump said, quote, "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We're not going to take him out," quote, kill, or at least for now. Well, the question is, have we done it? Have we killed Khamenei? Do we know that? You know, obviously, Trump had told Prime Minister Netanyahu that he did not want Khamenei killed. You know, he had said that, but has this changed now? You know, have they changed their mind? Have they actually killed him? The big question is, where is Khamenei, the Ayatollah? You know, a lot of folks don't. The Israelis say they know where he was, you know, but the big question is, did they go after him after all? Have we had a regime change after all? It's a good question. The military showdown with Iran comes 7 years after Trump withdrew the United States from the Obama administration brokered agreement in 2018, calling it, quote, the worst deal ever. The 2015 deal signed by Iran, United States, and other world powers created a long-term comprehensive nuclear agreement that limited Tehran's enrichment of uranium in exchange for the lifting of economic sanctions. Trump decreed that the Obama-era deal for giving too much to Iran in return for too little, because the agreement did not cover Iran's non-nuclear malign behavior. Trump has bristled at criticism from some of his MAGA faithful, including conservative pundit Tucker Carlson, who have suggested that further U.S. involvement would be a betrayal to supporters who were drawn to his promise to end the United States involvement in expensive and endless wars. All right, so that's the article there. Guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking now that we've gone through this whole thing. Get in the comments and let me know. Very curious. Let me go back to Drudge here and see what else we've got. I don't want to show any streams. This is a good picture from NBC News. This is the Isfahan nuclear enrichment facility that is apparently no longer on the map at this point. It's been obliterated. Let's see here. Moving on down to the next article. No, I don't want to pay you. Thank you. All right. So 3 minutes ago, Trump announces he will give an address to the nation at 10 p.m. from the White House, which we will cover here on the Ham Shack TV. Some members of Congress criticized the Trump administration for not seeking congressional approval before U.S. troops engaged in attacks against Iran, saying, quote, "This is not constitutional." Representative Tom Massey, Republican from Kentucky, who was a co-sponsor of a resolution trying to block any military action in Iran without Congress authorizing it. Writing directly in response to Trump, Representative Jim Himes, a Democrat from Connecticut, on Intelligence Committee said, quote, "According to the Constitution, we are both sworn to defend. My attention to this matter comes before bombs fall, full stop." That is the worst quote ever written. Does that make any sense to you? Shame on the New York Times for reporting it like that. That is a terrible quote. Just say what you're thinking, you know? Say what you're thinking. Don't don't make it cryptic. All right. Just scrolling through here. Senator Roger Wicker, the Republican chairman of the Armed Services Committee, joined in the praise for President Trump's decision to strike Iran, calling it a deliberate and correct decision. We now have very serious choices ahead to provide security for our citizens and our allies and stability for the Middle East, Wicker said in a statement. Moving on down in the immediate aftermath of the strike, Republicans are issuing statements of the support. Representative Rick Crawford, Republican from Arkansas and the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, praised the strikes and said he had been in touch with President Trump leading up to the bombings. Quote, "I have been in touch with the White House before this action and will continue to track developments closely with them in the coming days," end quote, Crawford said in a statement. On Saturday, John Ratcliffe, the CIA director, joined other officials, including Marco Rubio, the National Security Advisor and Secretary of State at the White House, where they went into the Situation Room to monitor the strikes and their aftermath, officials said. Ratcliffe had been briefing the president and the White House regularly this week on the Iranian nuclear program. Okay, it's a lot of quotes. Several of you watching, appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, that thumbs up button as well. Both of those certainly help the channel. You know, I'm working as hard as I can to grow this channel. We talk about ham radio mostly, but we also get in here and talk about current events and weather and different things like that. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Nice crowd. Nice crowd sticking around. Appreciate that. Just looking at some of the other headlines here on the Drudge Report. Not seeing anything different. All right, let me pull down the screen share here for a few moments. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the situation in the comments. I'm quite curious of what you all think may be going on. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to pull up a live webcam of Tehran. Actually, you know what? I'd rather have Tel Aviv. Because if they're gonna strike back, that's where they're gonna hit. They're gonna hit Tel Aviv. All right. Almost there, y'all. All right, so this is a combination of several cameras here. We've got Tehran over here, top left. On the right, top right, we have Haifa, which is a common tourist destination, a lot of beaches and things like that there. Just down middle left side, we have the Isfahan area. That's the area that was just stricken. In the middle, we have Carmel in North Israel. To the right, we have Tel Aviv in the middle right. Down below, we have Eilat. I'm not quite sure where Eilat is. And then bottom middle, we have South Israel. And in the bottom right, we have Jerusalem. So we'll keep a close eye on these and see if anything changes. We see any retaliation or anything to that extent. Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. We have super chats available, channel memberships as well. So those all go to support Ham Shack TV and our ongoing efforts to bring you all the best in ham radio and also now breaking news and weather. So appreciate y'all's support. Do want to shout out KL4DDG Soul Studios, Barrow and Rogers, both on the technician class tier of memberships, and then Jason Lockwood being on the extra class tier. All right. Couple comments here. Otis, don't you worry about it, bud. You can do this with certain things. You can't rebroadcast television. YouTube's a different story. That's why whenever I was on Fox News' website and their stream popped up, I did not want to share it. So, guys, you will see me occasionally looking up here. I've got the Fox News broadcast up above me. Again, tonight at 10 o'clock, President Trump will address the nation amid these attacks on Iran. And if you're just joining, thank you for joining. Appreciate you being here. Looking at the cameras, I see nothing really going on. Pretty quiet all across the board. It looks like the sun's starting to rise in Iran. So maybe we'll get some good images of the damage there. Johnny asks, curious if Trump has heard a response from China or Russia. I don't know. I have not heard anything about that just yet. However, during the initial attacks, President Putin of Russia, he did show he sent his condolences to the Iranian people. So, is that a sign that they'll get involved? I don't know. I don't know. That's the last thing we want is Russia or China to get involved in this. If Russia or China gets involved, guys, that's game over. World War III is going to kick off. So again, if you're just joining, the breaking news tonight is that American bombers and cruise missiles have hammered Iran's nuclear sites. That is the quote on Fox News right now. They have the United States is involved officially now. 100% the United States is involved. From articles that we are reading, we do not intend for the United States to have boots on the ground. We don't want that. All indications are the United States involvement will be aerial in nature only. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Amid the major breaking news here that the United States has attacked Iran and joined the Israeli effort and denuclearizing Iran. President Trump will address the nation at 10 o'clock tonight. A little less than an hour from now, we will carry it live here on Ham Shack TV. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Appreciate that. And jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. What's your initial thoughts on this whole situation? Do you think we should be involved? Do you think we shouldn't be involved? Those are both very, very good questions. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. We heard earlier from Fred Stock that Iran had asked for it, you know. So let me know what your thoughts are. I'm very curious. Let's try this again. I'm muted for some reason. See several new folks joining in. Thank you for joining. Welcome to Ham Shack TV if you're new here. My name is Josh. I'm the host here. This is normally a ham radio channel, but we do cover some breaking news as well as breaking weather events. especially hurricanes. So we're getting into hurricane season. So soon enough, we'll be dealing with the Hurricane Watch Net right here on Hamshag TV. The breaking news tonight is the United States has launched a major strike on Iran. 3 nuclear sites have been struck in Iran by the United States, and we are awaiting a press, or not a press conference, but an address to the nation by the president at 10 p.m. Once the president goes live, we will we'll join that in progress. So curious of what your thoughts are on this. Jump in the chat. Let me know what you think. Super chats are available if you feel so obliged to support the channel financially. That's a great way to do it. We also have channel memberships available. And if you do become a channel member or a super chat, we do a little thing called Play the Clip. So if you want to see a clip, I know if Jason's here, he'll probably want to see the clip. But if you guys want to see the clip, we will play the clip anytime we get a new channel member or a super chat. So what you're looking at here, and this stream that you're seeing to the right of me is courtesy of Intel Cam's Osnet. Appreciate their coverage of this. We've got several cameras being shown here. You got Tehran and Isfahan on the left side. You can see the sun starting to come up over there. And then on the right here, we have a bunch of Israeli cameras. We've got Haifa, Carmiel, we have Tel Aviv, we have South Israel, we have Jerusalem. Nothing of interest is showing up on these cameras. I'm watching camera B here. This is the one you see my mouse pointing at right here, with very, very close attention. This is the Isfahan area. This is one of the areas that we have struck. The United States has struck. So I'm not seeing any real signs of fire or explosions or any missile launches or anything like that. Isfahan does have missiles, unless they were destroyed tonight. New information here. The United States has dropped six bunker busters on Fordo. 6. Wow, that's a big number. They wanted to make sure they took it out. So sounds like the signs of success are there, so it's good news. But the big question here that I have for you, and I want you to jump in the chat and tell me what you think. Will China or Russia or any other ally of Iran get involved in this? That will dictate very heavily if this escalates into World War III. Let me know in the chat. Jump in there. By the way, happy summer solstice, guys. Today is the longest day of the year for us here in the North America, or the Northern Hemisphere, I should say. Johnny Orbean says, God bless America from Canada. Appreciate that. You guys are a true friend of the United States. I don't care what President Trump says. Canada has always been a really good friend to the country. I don't know if the white balance on the camera on Fox News was wrong, but the White House, it's going back and forth. The White House is yellow right now, but it fades back to white off and on. That's interesting. Guys, I can't show you Fox News. I don't want to do that because that would be a copyright strike. We don't want to do that. Robert Nichols in the house. Hey, Robert, haven't seen you around before. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. We all know that the first laugh is not the best laugh. Could you elaborate on that? What do you think? Tell me more about what your thoughts are on that. Ambassador Earl says, America, bless God. America, bless God. Yeah, I agree. Country needs to turn back to Jesus. That's for sure. Very interesting and deep thoughts. Thank you, Ambassador. Appreciate that. I keep seeing something rush past the Isfahan, Iran camera here, the camera B that you see. Well, you typically see my mouse point. Yeah, there it is. I keep seeing something falling and something going by, but what's going by, I think, is birds. But almost something that looks like rain. It doesn't look like it's raining in Iran right now, but I guess it's plausible. Robert Nichols says many people like to see war, but when welcome, they can't take it. And again, guys, I am watching that Isfahan, Iran camera very, very carefully, as that is one of the places that the United States struck tonight. Again, if you're just joining, welcome to Ham Shack TV. I'm your host, Josh, AA4WX. The big headline tonight is the United States has officially joined the military campaign of Israel. The United States has struck 3 nuclear facilities in Iran. Those include the Isfahan area, the Natanz area, as well as the Fordo. And Fordo is the area that had the most concern because that facility is buried deep, deep, deep below the surface of the earth. Last I heard, maybe 200 feet or more. Those are the ones that Israel wanted us to go after. The Fordo specifically, because it was so deep. We are the only country in the entire world that could drop the bunker buster bombs that would bury deep enough to destroy that facility. Again, guys, jump in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm very, very curious. Again, super chats are available and channel memberships as well. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Again, President Trump will address the country at 10 o'clock tonight. Ham Shack TV will carry it live. Just doing some research behind the scenes, guys. Again, carry on the conversation. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat. I love communicating with you guys. Again, the United States has dropped 6 bunker busters on Fordo. That ought to have been enough to do the job. Should have been. We will see whether or not that is the facts or not. Justin Roth in the chat just came in. Hello, Justin. I've not seen you around before. Appreciate you tuning in to Ham Shack TV. Justin says the Israelis penetrated Iran so deeply that the war was over in the first 12 hours or so, and they shared intelligence with the United States. America first means reliable allies. I can't agree with that statement enough. Absolutely. We need the best allies we can possibly get. There's no better friend to the United States than the United Kingdom. Absolutely. And that includes you folks up in Canada. Who was that? Johnny that up in Canada. That absolutely includes Canada. No greater friend than the United Kingdom and the King's realms and territories, as they might say. Speaking of another ally, Colin and VK, no better friend than the Aussies as well. And y'all are independent, but I still consider you guys part of the UK in a sense. I don't know if y'all recognize King Charles or not, but you guys are right there with the United Kingdom supporting us. Hope you're doing good, Colin. I ain't seen you around in quite some time. Appreciate you, bud. Glad you're here. Oh, Colin and VK just became a channel member. You know what that means? Gotta play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All right, let's.
I hope he was watching when I did that. Colin, thank you for becoming a channel member. We certainly appreciate that. Also, guys, if you want to gift channel memberships, you are able to gift channel memberships to folks watching too. So, Colin, glad you're finally a member of Ham Shack TV. Appreciate your support, bud. You've been here since day one. We certainly appreciate that. And guys, that's the clip I'm talking about. Anytime we get a super chat or a new channel member, that's the clip we play. So you know what you got to do in order for us to get it. But it's funny. I was literally talking about how much of a friend the United Kingdom as well as Australia are to the United States, and here goes Colin becoming a channel member. You're great, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Still watching Fox News up above. I wish I could share it with you guys. Unfortunately, YouTube will not allow that, and they'll shut my stream down in a heartbeat. So we can't do that, but there are... here's a new headline just coming in from Fox News. The United States used 30 Tomahawk missiles on other Iranian nuclear sites. Okay, so the picture's coming a little bit clearer now. What it seems like has happened is Fordo was struck by the B-2 bombers, the stealths, right? The flying pizza slices, as I call them. If you look at one from the ground up, it literally looks like a pizza slice that has had bites taken out of it. But those, the B-2 bombers is what has struck Fordo, and it sounds like the Tomahawk missiles are what has struck the other places. I forget the name of them now. Isfahan's, I think. Where is it? And guys, if you're wondering again what the B-2 bomber looks like, that's it. It looks like a flying piece of pizza with bites taken out of it. That's literally what it looks like from the ground. These things are phenomenal. Come back here. Let's see. What was the name? Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. So Natanz and Isfahan have been struck by the Tomahawk missiles, whereas the B-2 bombers is what has gotten Fordo. Did anybody think this was going to happen today? I will tell you, I didn't think it was. The headlines that I saw this morning were the United States was sending the B-2 bombers to Guam. Okay, Guam's on the other side of the earth from Iran, so clearly that was probably a bluff. It was probably a bluff. I would not be surprised that if the bombers were in the United Kingdom or Iraq or something like that, just ready to go. Which, by the way, we still have bases in Iraq, so those are able to be supported or able to be used in this offensive. Greg's in the house. Hey, Greg, good to see you, buddy. Ham Radio News YouTube channel. Love it. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you being here. Guys, I want you to check out Greg's channel, too. If you get into D-Star and HF and FT8, Greg's he does some great live streams. They're a lot of fun. I've participated with him before. Let's see here. Bob Kenny says that clock in the upper left is 6 minutes fast. That bothers my OCD. You're absolutely right. And they're one of the weird places in the country that is 30 that has a 30-minute time zone. So I can't control the clock though, unfortunately. That's not something on my side. That's on the other stream. And guys, I do want to shout out Intel Cams, OSINT, their YouTube channel. They're the ones that I'm pulling the cameras from here. And there was some concerns about rebroadcasting. These cameras are public domain, so that's why we're able to show them. Yeah, so ignore the clock up in the corner of that Tehran camera. So nobody's telling me what you think. Guys, you've got opinions. I know you got opinions. Tell me what you think. What's going to happen with this? What are you feeling? Are you feeling American pride? And when I say pride, I mean you're proud to be an American. Are you feeling that kind of pride? Or are you feeling scared? And it's okay to be scared, guys. It is. It's 100% okay to be scared. These kinds of things happen. I'm going to try to adjust this microphone so I can address y'all a little closer. This sounds totally different. I don't know if I like this. Whereas if I talk to it like this, it sounds normal. I think it is what it is. I'm just talking to the side of it. So if you don't know, I got a new microphone a few weeks ago, and this is it. Very good mic. Got great quality, but it's interesting the pickup pattern in it. What I was saying though is it's okay to be scared. You know, it's certainly okay. I'll be completely transparent. A few weeks ago, I had a dream about war on the home front. Literally, the dream was so vivid, I woke up and had to double check myself that it wasn't real. But in my dream, I was sleeping in my bed back here in the bedroom a few weeks ago. And I woke up in the middle of the night, like I normally do. I do quite... I wake up in the middle of the night quite a bit, go to the bathroom, whatever, that kind of thing. But in this particular dream, I woke up to the sound of like an earthquake. And the only reason I know what the earthquake sounds like is we had a 4.1 earthquake here about a month and a half ago. That's the first one I've ever experienced. But I woke up to the sound of that, and I got up, and right next to my bed is a window that faces McGee Tyson Airport. And I looked out that window, and I saw rockets flying across the sky. And no kidding, the video that we've seen of the missiles in Israel and Iran are very, very similar to the visions that I had in that dream. I don't know if it means anything, guys, but I've had some friends that are, into the charismatic movement, the Pentecostal movement, thinks that it could be prophecy. I don't know. I don't know if I subscribe to that or not, but it's interesting. It's very interesting that all this is going on in tandem. Robert Nichols says it's going to be a red wire tree. Explain that to me. What do you mean by a red wire tree? But again, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. I'm not so much afraid for myself. What I'm more afraid of is for my kids. I have a almost 9-year-old. My oldest daughter will be 9 next week. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and then I have twin boys that are 8 months old. That's my biggest fear, is for them. What kind of world are we living or leaving for our children, grandchildren, and so on and so forth. Headline on Fox News right now, and Sean Hannity's doing a special show tonight, is a quote from President Trump: Quote, now is the time for peace. Have we invoked peace at this point? Again, the biggest questions that I have tonight are, is any of the allies of Iran going to get involved in this? You know, that's the biggest question that I have at this point. Is anybody going to get involved? And we do not need China or Russia to get involved in this. We do not, by any stretch of the imagination. Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas is speaking on Fox right now. He's a member of the Senate Armed Forces Committee. And that's something we were reading in the articles earlier, too, is, you know, there are several congressmen, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, both Republicans and Democrats, that are condemning the president for getting involved in this. What do you think? Do you think we should have got involved? Are we going down the Iraq road all over again? Colin says, at Greg K6EGG, you on later? He might be on, but if it's anything like it is here, it's been radio silent. I scrolled through 10, 15, 20, all that. Just silent. Hopefully it's not like that next weekend. We've got it's field day next weekend. Let's see here. Admir says no. No, we should not get involved. Is that what you're saying? Colin says Logbook of the World will be unavailable from June 27th to July 2nd to complete upgrades. That thing desperately needs upgraded. It's a piece of garbage, if you ask me. Robert Nickel says, my apologies. World War III is around the corner. Many people like to see war, but when war comes, they can't take it. I understand. Andy, N0APX, our favorite antenna maker. Guys, go check out N0APX.com if you're looking for a great prototype antenna. Andy makes some fantastic stuff made by him right here in the United States. He says, hey, y'all. Admir says, yes, we should not get involved. And Admir says, why should we? Justin says, no way this is anything like Iraq and Afghanistan. I will tell you this. If this is as simple as an air assault and it's a one and done, great. Good job, President Trump. If it is not as simple as that, if it's not as simple as that, and we get locked in over there for years and years and years, that will absolutely destroy President Trump's legacy, because he campaigned against that. He did not want Iraq to begin with, and we've gotten out of Iraq. We're not in the middle of any wars anymore, or at least wars by us anyway. So, yeah, if we get into a long-scale war within Iran and the Middle East, that will destroy President Trump's legacy. Justin says, this has prevented World War III. I understand people are scared, but I think people should calm down. This is not the start of another American war. Admir says, they moved uranium months ago and we attacked. Who's saying that? Because that is the first I have heard that they moved the uranium. I've not heard that whatsoever. Admir says this is World War III. Justin says Trump cares about legacy. This is one and done, just like the strike on Soleimani. That'll be interesting. And Mir says you will see. and it's not American war. We can hope so. We can hope so. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all being here. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Also, hit the thumbs up button. That will bring more and more people into the stream. President Trump will address the nation at 10 o'clock, roughly 30 minutes from now. And we will carry his speech to the country live right here on Ham Shack TV, courtesy of the White House YouTube stream. Admir says, we in Europe already know. Good thoughts. Good debate. Good discussion. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. And again, if you're new here, appreciate you being here. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Like buttons help out a lot. Hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up certainly helps us quite a bit to get more and more people in here. We're maintaining good numbers tonight. Really good numbers. So we appreciate that. Super chats are available. If you do a super chat, we will play the clip as always. And if you become a channel member like Colin and VK did just a few moments ago, we'll play the clip as well. So appreciate all the support here on Ham Shack TV. We put a lot of time and effort and my personal money into this channel. So your support certainly helps and is greatly, greatly appreciated. Admir says it's all over news in Europe. Well, it's all over the news here in the United States, too, at this point. I'm going to go ahead and move our webcams and get ready for the president to speak, just in case he comes out. Okay, they are not streaming yet, but we will be ready to take his stream whenever he comes up. You mean uranium? Yeah. It took me a minute, but I figured that out pretty quick. So, guys, keep getting in the chat, keep debating, keep talking. Let's just, keep it respectful as much as we can. Let me know what y'all think. Should we have gotten involved? Should we have stayed out of it? Do you think this is the start of World War III? Do you think this is a one and done? Lots of good opinions out here and lots of good estimates, and I appreciate that. Debate is fun if we just stay respectful. And we have a lot of problems with staying respectful in this country, that's for sure. Colin says, it's the first news story here every day as well, even though our main potential problem is closer to home. I'm assuming you probably mean China, which that is very close to you guys. So President Trump is going to address the nation here in about 27 minutes. I'm going to be bold here and say he's not on time. He never is. Never is. Admir says, yes, like I said, it's not American war, it's World War. So it's the war of everybody. I don't know if I agree with that yet. And you're welcome to the statement that you have. No question about that. Everybody's open, open to have their own opinions. I just don't know if this is World War yet. I mean, yes, you've got Russia and Ukraine. You had Israel and Hamas fighting. And now you've got Israel and Iran fighting. I don't know if I call that World War yet. I will be more concerned about World War if Russia and China get involved in this, specifically the Iranian conflict. We already know, like I said, Russia's involved in the Ukraine conflict, but I don't know. I'm not there yet to call it World War III. Admir says, give it time. Okay, well we don't have nothing else to do but give it time. Admir also says that they will get involved. We'll see. Robert Nichols says it's the start of Royal War III or Royal War III. I see what you're trying to say. Gotcha. Text to speech is tough sometimes. It's the start of World War III. Admir says Pakistan. Yeah, I forgot about the Pakistan India issue, but I understand that has been squashed. I may be wrong about that. That's what I'd heard. Justin says for World War, the world has to be involved. It is not. So no World War. If anything, this was escalation for the sake of de-escalation. Very good sentiments, Justin. Very good. Appreciate that. Again, we're awaiting President Trump's address to the, well, let's just go ahead and call it like it is. He's going to address the world at this point. Admir says Pakistan says if America bomb Iran, Pakistan is going to nuke Israel. I don't know if I've heard that. If you can get me a link to something like that and put it in the chat, I'll check that out. I've not heard that though. Ham radio with KOBF or K0BF. Russia will now be involved. Iran is a huge supplier of oil to them. Admir says that's what they said. Okay. This is interesting. This is very interesting, guys. Again, this is another. You guys all bring up good points, but are we poker facing here? Are we bluffing? That is the big question. My question to the world is Iran worth it? Is Iran worth pulling the trigger and sending us into the apocalypse? That is insane. Is Iran worth it? Admir says China has agreement for 100 years of oil, and they're not going to stand aside. K0BF says there's no bluffs now. We have bombs on the ground. Well, we're definitely not. We haven't bluffed at all. We've done it. We're in it. You know, whether we like it or not. Admir says, no, it's not. Okay. Well, I guess we're about to see. We're about to watch. We are. We're watching history unfold. Colin says someone wants to play with the football by the sounds. Guys, if you're not familiar with what Colin is talking about here in the United States, at least in the United States, it may be elsewhere, but the briefcase that the president has a nuclear code, so they code name at the football. That'd be interesting. He has not used nukes, though, at this point. We can confirm that nukes were not used in Iran. I don't even think they were tactical nukes. Admir says, do you know how the First World War was started and where? Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about World War One. I don't, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I am a World War II buff. I've studied World War II very, very in depth. Some of my favorite movies are World War II movies. So, yeah, if you want to enlighten me, that'd be great. Sarajevo BIH. Robert says no nation should tell another nation what to do. Well, I think one of the critiques that a lot of Americans have had, along with other countries in the world, is that the United States wants to play world police, and we saw that very, very clearly in the second Bush administration, and the first one for that matter. Bush picked a fight with Iraq in the first Bush administration, and then in W. Bush's administration, we had to go right back to Iraq. I mean, I don't think anybody doubts that we should have gone for. We definitely should have gone for Afghanistan after 9/11. There's no question about that. But that war went on way too long, and it took too long to get Osama bin Laden. Let's see here. Johnny says Trump had no choice. Darned if he do, darned if he don't. And Admir says, and what was the reason why? I'm sure we're talking about Iraq. And we know what the reason was. Bush had suspicions, and bad intel at it that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, the WMDs. We know that. However, UN inspectors never found them. Yeah. So supposedly, of course, I'm not privy to some of this stuff, but the fact that, and we'll go ahead and kill this music off. We don't need this music. We're just sitting here chatting at this point. But the fact of the matter is, we're told that the Israelis and the United States, and we're still checking to see when the stream's going to start of this President Trump's address, but we're told that United States and the Israelis do have intel that they were producing a nuclear weapon. However, Tulsi Gabbard went to Congress saying they didn't. So there's a conflict right there within our own party, or not party. Well, yeah, the party, but within our own government. KOBF says that is why Israel initially attacked Iran, because of the nukes. Yeah. Colin says assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. The event in Sarajevo served as immediate trigger to World War One, but it's not the sole cause. Admir says right. KLBF says Iran had nuclear weapon ready to launch within days to weeks. Admir says so he doesn't trust his own intelligence. Everybody in his cabinet is in agreement with him, with the exception of Tulsi Gabbard. KOBF says attached to an ICBM. Absolutely. And I don't know if it was an ICBM or not, because a lot of the graphics I've seen produced do not show it being intercontinental. It shows more regional than anything. So I don't know about an ICBM, but certainly regional, and certainly in striking distance of Israel. Admir says, so where does he get his info? Question mark. From the Israelis? Well, I'm sure some of the information was shared by the Israelis for sure, but the United States has the Central Intelligence Agency, which I'm sure they had the information on this too. Still waiting on the live stream to come up from the White House YouTube page. Amir says, yep, she told him no. Yeah, and you're right. She certainly did. So, guys, if you're just joining, the big news of the night is the United States has attacked Iran. 3 of their nuclear sites. The one that's the big one is Fordo, and that's the one that Israel has been begging us to help with. That's the one that's buried deep below the surface of the earth. 6 bombs were dropped on the Fordo nuclear plant. Trump is hailing this as a very successful mission. But those are those bunker buster bombs. That's what went down into Fordo. They have also launched cruise missiles, some 30 cruise missiles towards Natanz and Isfahan. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, so if you're familiar, I apologize. I don't know, Admir. I don't know. I'm not going to pop your... I usually pop every chat, but I'm not going to pop that one up for that purpose. I don't need YouTube to flag me or anything like that. Again, guys, this is going to be a kind of wait and see type of thing. Still waiting to see the live stream pop up. President Trump is scheduled to speak in about 16 minutes from the White House. He's going to address the country. Admir says, sleeping lions are just woke up. God help us all. And I'm going to echo that sentiment. I just am, because, here's the situation. The, the world is getting more and more volatile by the day. I mean, it's. I've been on this planet for now 36 years, almost 37 years, and it is nothing like it was when I was a child. I still have to think about these things. And even now that I'm a dad, I said it earlier, I'm very, very concerned. I'm very concerned about the future of the world for my kids. Robert Nichols says, what I'm seeing happen, some country are trying to weaken other nation that they can overpower us. Interesting. Justin says Persians are more pro-American than many Americans. Yeah, I could see that. Admir is jumping off the cliff already, saying we all need iodine pills. Maybe. I just don't know if I see this escalating into World War III yet. I just don't. And to your guys' point, several of you were saying, that China and Russia are already involved. I don't know if I agree with that. We're just going to have to kind of watch and see. And if China and Russia get involved against the United States in this, yes, we need iodine pills. No question about that. And that's why I've said, for you folks that are ham radio operators, you need to get your equipment in bags, ready to go. Get it in Faraday bags. Otherwise, it's going to be useless. Colin says Trump won't wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks is his usually reply to everything. They keep mentioning it on the news. Yeah, I saw a package about that the other day. They showed many speeches and press conferences that he just keeps saying, we'll know in about 2 weeks. We'll know in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Reminds me of the scene in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? When George Clooney's character's in the general store trying to get pomade and parts to fix that old car, and he says it's geographical oddity, 2 weeks from everywhere. So anyway, other thoughts? What are y'all thinking? Still waiting to see something pop up about the press conference. Nothing yet from the White House. And we're expecting to hear President Trump address the nation and world, for that matter, in roughly 11 minutes. Admir says, I am speechless and it's so late in Europe right now. I agree. You're minimum 4 hours ahead of us, and it is, it's going on 2 or 3 o'clock for you, I'm sure. Colin says President Donald Trump said Saturday that the United States military struck 3 sites in Iran, directly joining Israel's effort to halt the country's nuclear program. Admir says 3:50. Well, you want to talk about a time change messing you up? Go to Colin's time. He's total opposite from us. So it's going on 10 in the morning for you, I guess. 3:50 a.m. Yep. So I want to share this. This is where I'm pulling a lot of my news from here. This is Drudge Report. I don't know if this is an actual image of the attack or not. This is interesting. Several headlines here on the Drudge Report. Iran National Guard is saying the war has now began for us. Iranian TV says every American citizen or military member is a legitimate target. That so Admir says no, it's a burning facility. And maybe it is, but this kind of looks mushroomish to me. I don't know. You saw it live, okay? Interesting. Colin says it's 11:20 a.m. Sunday there. Israel has gone into lockdown. Israel state television is saying, Mr. Trump, you started it and we will end it. Broadcast showed a large graphic of American bases in the Middle East with headline, within fire range. The big question is, do they still have enough weapons? Because there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk that they may not have enough weapons left after they've blown everything they have to shoot towards Israel. Do they have it? Collins says Trump said B-2 stealth bombers were used, but did not specify what types of bombs were dropped. White House and Pentagon did not immediately elaborate. We read that in an article earlier. State TV claims no radiation leak. Enriched uranium was removed a long time ago, developing. Bull. I don't buy that. KT Money is in the house. Hey, KT Money, ain't seen you in here in a long time. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. All right, we are awaiting President Trump. He'll be speaking to the United States and the world here soon. Okay, I've got the feed now. I'm going to ask y'all a crazy question, and I just want to be certain about this. Is anybody else having internet issues? I'm very curious of that because I keep watching. My Fox News up here keeps blinking out. Let me pull this back out to here. No, okay, cool. And I don't want to sound paranoid, guys, but, you know, internet issue, let me be very clear about this. If we were to have a nuke attack, the first, whether it's an EMP or what, the first thing to go will be the internet. The internet and all electronics. I'm going to edit this headline here. I want to redo that just to make sure I have the setting right. And just a heads up, when the president comes on, I will take him full and I will be silent during the address. Zay Shawan said, and hello, appreciate you being here. I haven't seen you here before. Appreciate you. Wait for revenge. Colin says Ned is fine there. Admir says true. Justin says in war, the first thing to go is communications. That's why I got my ham and GMRS license. Also, Meshtastic is a good idea. Guys, I'm just going to say, once again, if you've got gear that you can fit in a Faraday bag or some sort of protection, do it now. Just to be on the safe side. KT Money says, yeah, I'm in NYC. I may leave. Let's hear what President Trump's got to say before we make any crazy moves, you know. And I'm also going to go ahead and pull that music completely down too, because I don't want anything. I don't want anything interfering when he does come to the podium. Robert says, my brother, you cannot underestimate him. Very good point. Very good point. Y'all, I appreciate your support and hanging out with me here. This is certainly not how I expected to spend my Saturday evening here. Had a good time at the Knoxville Ham Fest earlier. I hope it wasn't my last Ham Fest. Now, see, now I'm going morbid. You guys are bad influences on me. Okay, Fox News is saying that the B-2 bombers are on their way back home to Missouri, which we know is true. We know that the B-2s live in Missouri. NC Lucky, haven't seen you around. Thanks for coming in here tonight. Israel's money well spent with AIPAC donating $200 million to Trump's campaign, and they gave to members of Congress. Interesting. Again, we're waiting on President Trump to speak. He'll be coming to air here shortly. He is scheduled to speak in 3 minutes, and when he does, we will take him full and focus on him directly. Again, Trump is scheduled to speak to the nation and to the world, for that matter, in about 2 minutes. Whether or not he comes on time, that's questionable. He may not. There are times that they don't come on immediately. Justin says no, AIPAC hasn't done much in terms of political donations, contrary to popular belief. They did against a few progressives recently, but that's it. I'm not actually familiar with AIPAC is. Is that an Israeli PAC? I know PAC is Political Action Committee for sure, but what exactly is AI? Again, if you're new here, the breaking news tonight is the United States has attacked Iran and 3 of its nuclear bases. We're waiting on the president to speak to the nation and the world here in just a few moments, and we will take it live. The 3 sites that President Trump has hit are Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but it is what it is. Jason Lockwood's in the house. Jason, you missed it earlier. We had a clip playing. Because we got a new channel member. If you go here and then click the U at the top of the map, it shows U.S. military planes. Interesting. If anybody wants to take a look at that, you can. That's the ADBS or ADSB exchange. Yep. And speaking of which, Jason Collin was our new channel member, so we played the clip for him. But I'm going to suspend clip playing for this short period of time. Once the president does come on the air, I do want to completely focus on him. Justin says it's the America-Israel Public Affairs Committee. Okay, fair enough. So it is now 10 o'clock on the East Coast. President Trump is scheduled to speak at any given moment. When he does come to air, I will take him full and we will hear what he's got to say to the world together. Then we'll have a time of reaction and reflection. Again, the big question here is, and several of you have spoke, the big question here is, have we started World War III? Or not we. Is this the start of World War III? The other questions are, does China and Russia get involved? That's the big questions. Justin says it's an American group and it's Zionist. Okay. Fair enough. It sounds like a bunch of Jewish folks. I'm assuming. I could be wrong about that. Again, we're waiting on President Trump. He will be speaking to the nation here very shortly. There went my news or my stream again up there. He's not going to say this, Admir says. He's not going to say what? Jason says he doubts it. Doubts that this is World War III. Again, I think it all comes down to it. Well, first off, does Iran have anything else to do? Like, do they have any more missiles? How much have we destroyed? That's the big question. Next up, does Russia or China get involved? Those are the biggest questions. And if Russia or China gets involved, it's over, folks. We're going to World War III, whether we like it or not. Andy says, with the regime or the Syrian regime fallen and Russia in their own conflict, the timing is very strategic. That's a good point, Andy. Very good point. Justin says Russia made it. Here comes the president. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying, death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say, we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, we just heard from President Trump there. Apparently, they have a texting line if you want direct updates from the president. You saw the number on your screen there. So, got a lot of did we get a lot of information? I don't think so, and that's to be expected. We don't want to show our cards. We don't want to show our cards to the world, but the fact of the matter is, President Trump is calling this a huge success. He also stated that at this point, Iran doesn't have a choice. They have to come to the table for peace, period. And if they don't, there'll be more, quote, hell to pay, so to speak. So now that you've heard, what do you think? And here's that. And thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. The text there is text POTUS, Papa Oscar Tango Uniform Sierra, to 45470 for White House updates. If you want to do that, you can certainly do that. Let's catch up on the chats while we were gone here, listening to President Trump. Justin says the thing is, any missiles Iran has could be armed with a nuclear warhead in the future if we didn't do this now. That's a very good point. And that's why Israel wanted us to get involved. NC Lucky says, do a little digging into AIPAC. There is one politician in Washington that hasn't taken campaign money from Republicans or Democrats. KT Money says, well, there are rumors that China was flying into Iran. Keywords, rumors. Is there truth to it? Jason says, here we go. KT Money says, man, this is still crazy to me. Jason asked, did we get them all? I don't know. We hope so. It sounds successful, but we don't really know for sure. Justin says, well, I didn't think I could love Donald Trump more than I did before. My heart is swelling with love and pride. I love Donald Trump. Colin says, your banner covered the text number, so I posted it. When I noticed it was there, I took it down. So yeah. Admir says this is just the beginning. So Admir is still on the ledge saying that this is World War III. Guys, now that you've heard President Trump, tell me in the chat, do you think this is World War III? Do you think? Jason says they're not going to do it. Johnny says that possible. Justin says, I know about Massey, big deal. Republicans have Massey, Dems, and have AOC and Bernie and others. NC Lucky says, I voted for Trump in the last 3 elections. Not too proud of it tonight. Going to get us into World War III. So there's another sentiment that this is World War III. Andy says the Fox headline is U.S. dropped 6 bunker busters on Fort Al. Says Hannity after talking to Trump. And now we're caught up. So, okay. What do we think? By the way, I do want to mention that President Trump was joined at the podium by Vice President J.D. Vance, as well as U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and United States Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Justin says, calm down. This has just prevented World War III, not caused it. Well, we're going to find out real fast if this is World War III. Because I'll tell you right now, if Pakistan does it, or Russia does it, or China does it, it's going to happen quick. It's going to happen soon. They're not going to sit on their hands. If they're really pissed, they're going to do it. They're going to do it now. So we'll find out real soon. Admir says, yes, we will. Yeah, we will. For sure. For sure. What are other thoughts, guys? And by the way, we will resume the playing the clip if anybody feels so obliged that they want to do a super chat or something. You're more than welcome. Justin says Russia and China and Pakistan are not dumb enough to cause a war. Well, that's the big question I've been asking you guys. Is to them, Russia, China, Pakistan, is Iran worth it? Remember, mutual assured destruction. Because if you mess with us, you're going to drag NATO into it too. That means you've got the nukes of Australia. Well, not Australia, but you got the nukes of United Kingdom, Germany, France, all of them. I don't know if Germany has nukes actually, but we know France does. We know the United Kingdom does. But all of them are going to come back us. Canada's going to be right there with us. I think Mexico probably will, all given all the dispute over Mexico. But if China, Pakistan, or Russia gets involved, it's going to be a massive conflict. And that, my friends, I will call World War III. I will call World War III if that's the case. NC Lucky says Russia and China have a defense pact with Iran to defend each other. We'll see if it's talk or if it's truthful. Jason says, going to bed. Talk later. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you in here. So we'll be watching this, guys. We'll be watching this. I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes. If there's any thoughts or super chats or channel memberships, if y'all want to jump in, you're more than welcome to. We'll sit and talk for about another 5 minutes, and I'm going to call tonight. Let's see here. Justin says, if anything, I could see Iran hitting soft targets, but nothing as much of a spectacle as 9/11 or October 7. They could cause disruptions, but nothing close to World War III. Well, remember, Iran is the biggest nation sponsor of terrorists. So I wouldn't put it past a 9/11 level event. I wouldn't. Is it likely? Yeah, I don't think so. Johnny says, can't forget about possible terrorist cells in North America. You're very true on that. You're very true. And I'm going to be honest with you guys about something. On Thursday, I'm going to be traveling to Maryland. For those of you that are new here, I live in Tennessee. But on Thursday, I'll be traveling to Maryland. And boy, my seat's bothering me. I'm very nervous about traveling through D.C. at this point. I'm not going to cancel the trip right now, but we'll just have to see how things progress. If I feel like we are in a true nuclear threat, I'm not going anywhere near Washington, D.C., period. Justin says FBI has been keeping an eye on the Hezbollah cells in the United States. Well, you got the FBI, and you also have the CIA. So, yeah. Again, guys, if you want to support the channel, we certainly can use all the donations we can. Super chats are down available. They're flashing the little flashing light next to the chat. Also, channel memberships are available and it's as cheap as $2.99 a month. We've got several channel members. As a matter of fact, I made a mistake. I got to fix something here real quick. One of the benefits of becoming a channel member is you get to be in the scroll for as long as you're a channel member, which I need to add Colin and VK to the scroll. Colin, I don't know what level you are yet. I'll adjust it later. But, yep, we've got you on the scroll now. Boom. There we go. Checking the chat. Andy, good night, Josh. See you later. Appreciate you, Andy. Thanks. And by the way, don't forget, guys, Thursday night will be the Ham Shack Trading Post, and it's guest hosted by Andy because I'll be traveling on Thursday. So come out and show Andy some support. Johnny says in Canada we have CSIS and slingshots. Justin says the British secured a weapons depot in a warehouse outside of London. because they were tipped off by the Israelis. The Israelis are a friend of this country and the United Kingdom. I did see an article on the Drudge Report the other day, somebody suggesting that Bibi Netanyahu was the Antichrist. I don't buy that. Just, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. I mean, if Bibi Netanyahu is the Antichrist, what is Khomeini, the Ayatollah? Like, really? I can't see pure evil not being a candidate to be the Antichrist. I just can't. Other thoughts? We'll wrap this up here in just a couple of minutes, guys. I see the numbers trickling off. Any other final thoughts? And guys, don't forget again, President Trump did state that the Secretary of State, or not the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, will be having a press conference at the Pentagon tomorrow morning at, I believe he said 8 a.m. I will not be covering it, but there you go. Justin says, getting my passport ready for Tehran vacation this autumn. And also he likes Persian rugs. Johnny says, thanks for report. Josh, good night. Appreciate you, Johnny. Thanks for coming in. All right, guys, we'll get ready to wrap this up. I'll go until 20 after. It's 27, or it's 10:17 now, so we'll go until 20 after. Any other final thoughts, super chats, anything like that? Checking to see if I have a report on Colin's channel membership level to see what it is. Colin is a technician. All right, we'll get him straightened out. Let me fix that real quick. So we now have 4 channel members. 4. Really appreciate it. Channel members are great. Colin says, cheers all. Thanks, Colin. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll see you soon. NC Lucky says 73s. I think it's about time. It's about time. I said I was going to go till 20 after, but you guys are slowing down, so we'll go ahead and call this a night. So pull the music back up here. Whoa. It's dramatic. Yeah. In a world where Trump rules or something. I don't know. Got to do the movie trailer voice. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you're watching this after the fact, you can do super thanks. You can do channel membership, anything like that. We'll get you in the scroll, and you'll stay there as long as you're a channel member. Don't forget, guys, when we get to 10,000 subscribers, we will do an HF radio giveaway. You do need to be in the United States. You need to be a subscriber to Ham Shack TV on YouTube. You have to be in the Discord, and you also have to be a subscriber to the email list, all of which are free. You can find more information on how to do those steps on hamshacktv.com. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. 73s, AA4WX, WSEB 693.